Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, Childhood Finds. Thank you for joining me for part 2 of this How Much Money Did I Make This Week as a Full-Time Reseller video. And I just wanted to give a quick reminder. The first video, the profit was $771.78, and I have 32 more listings to share with you in this video, and that will include a little bit on Etsy, Poshmark, and I believe one on Depop as well, along with my eBay. So I will also go over those in this video. And then at the end, I will talk about a shipping deduction as well as taking out money for taxes. So let's go ahead and get started on the listings for this video. First item we're looking at is a book. It's a Star Wars Revenge of the Sith by Matthew Stover. And it's a first edition, first printing. It did sell for $17.95. And my profit was $7.92 on this. This is an Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Shimmering Oil Spray for hair and body. This, I got it at a state sale where I got a bunch of this stuff, and it sold for $35, and my profit was $25.72 on it. That was a really good sale. And this is also from that same sale, and this is Beautiful Perfumed Body Lotion. It's a 2.5 ounce. And it sold for $22.45, and I made $15.82 on it. If I could have an endless supply of this kind of lotion and perfume stuff, I would totally go for that. This is Hampton Silversmith Stainless Bistro, 2 dinner forks and 1 salad, and this sold for $13.95. It only took a day or two to sell. I priced it very competitively, and my profit was $9.85 on it. This is a Department 56 Halloween Time to Feed the Monsters. This one was cool because it was signed by the artist. I took a best offer of $15. Honestly, my Department 56, if I held on to it until Halloween and Christmas, all of it, I would be getting a little bit more money for these pieces, but I would rather right now just get the money and move it on. Some of it on the higher dollar things I am going to wait, but some of this stuff that's under 20, I'm just taking as long as they're decent offers. The profit on that one was $7.62. This is Cartography by Kenneth Field, hardcover compendium for map makers. And this one sold for the $44.95 sale price, and my profit was $19.84. I feel like I did the math wrong on that. That seems low. But also, it's hard because fees are higher on books. They are 15%, I believe. And then it just is, you don't make as much on books. This is Zaibatsu Cyberpunk RPG, and it sold for $19.95, and my profit was $9.39. Jerry Garcia, Grateful Dead 2001 McFarlane Toys. This came from that action figure lot I got on Facebook Marketplace, and it sold for $34, and I made $10.78. And, with this one wasn't my source, but with my source, as we start to grow what he's finding and he starts to know what I like, I will start to raise the price of items I'm picking up from him. I'm just kind of growing the business right now, as I keep saying. So when it does, I will start to raise the bar a little if we are getting more and more stuff. But for right now, I'm just listing what I can list. This is Okami Brady Games Official Strategy Guide for Nintendo Wii. It actually went international and sold for $15. This came with the strategy guides. I bought it in an estate sale for $1, and I made $10.48. This is Skechers Women's Bob's Keepsakes Ice Angel Slippers. They were in beautiful condition, sold for $26.05, that 10% off, and I made $12.30 on them. I also see it as, even though I'm not making as much from my source, a viewer had pointed out, you weren't making that money at all, pretty much. You weren't making that before. So I suppose as long as it's easy, then it's worth it. This is AC Infinity Axial Fan Series. This was not a good pickup. It was a lot of 2 of them that were unused. Sold for $15, and I made $5.63. They sold within a month or two, but I wouldn't probably do it again. This I got at an estate sale, this set, and it's Mikasa Oliver Stainless 6 salad forks. And this one sold for $29.95, and my profit was $22.91. This I got at the estate sale with all the lotions and perfumes I bought, and it's a Coach Special Edition Gold Sequin Wristlet Wallet, and it sold for $26.05, and I made $20.18. Then here we have the next two of these, the next two sold to the same buyer for a total of $17.92 for both. And this is just Casa Vista stainless. It's Rogers, 6 salad forks, and then here's 6 more salad forks. So both of these lots sold to the same buyer, and the profit was $12.67. This is another lot from the previous video of Oneida Needlepoint Beaded Artistry Stainless 8 teaspoons. Sold for $11.95 again this lot, and my profit was $9.05. This is a 1985 Animal Fair Tooth Fairy Bear, and I got this in my big plush buy that I did last year. So it's probably been listed for 8 months or so now, and it did sell for the full asking of $9.95, and I made $6.27, which isn't really that bad for this. This is the flat where I've talked about that my partner has been polishing for me, and are definitely worth it because it's selling for over $20 fork. That's worth it. And this is a set of 2 Oneida Aquarius glossy dinner forks, and this one sold for $44.95. The profit is $35.63. This lot and the next one sold to the same buyer. I took a best offer of $40 for both lots with combined shipping, and it's Arcane Fiberworks fingering weight yarn, and they're hand dyed, and they're merino and nylon, and this one as well. So the profit on both of those lots to the same buyer was $29.62. This is a Fisher-Price Loving Family Hidden Room Slumber Party 2012. There was box damage to it, and it sold for a best offer of $18, and I made $7.86. Not the best. This came from my lot that I bought from an auction last week, and it's 3 dinner forks, and these were all from Finland, and that did sell for a best offer of 10% off, and it was $53.96, and my profit was $40.75. And this lot also sold with this one to the same buyer, and so that's why the profit seems a little low on the other one, because I refunded some shipping on that other one. And this is a set of dinner knives. This is where I did put some Finland and Germany together. It was 3 Finland and 1 Germany, because it wasn't worth selling the Germany by itself. So that did sell for $25, and my profit was $14.67 on that lot. Oh, did I put it twice? Oh, perfect. You get to see it 2 times. This is tiny tag-alongs. These are just so darn cute. And it's a white gray cat kitty mom babies plush. I picked these and a bunch of others like this up at a yard sale last year. They've been listed a long time, but they're so teensy tiny. And it did sell for $17.95 finally, and my profit was $14.50. And honestly, that I would do 100 times over as well, because they were so small and I didn't mind it took a while. I have 1 item left from my action figure lot. There's actually, the 7th item is not an action figure, it's a Cabbage Patch in the box. But this is the last one besides that one, I think, that hasn't sold. And so this is a McFarlane Toys Janis Joplin. This was the least valuable in the lot, and it sold for $24.95, and my profit was $1.59, because roughly, if you did the bulk division of it, it would be $17.14 I had into each piece. So this looks like a horrible buy, but it was worth it for the rest of them. This is Marlboro Dinner Fork, Reed and Barton Heritage Mint, and it sold for a best offer of $16.16, and my profit was $12.41. This has been listed for years. You know, it's interesting to watch me grow as a reseller and what I pick up, because this is something I probably wouldn't pick up again at all, just because it took forever to sell and it wasn't particularly special. It's a Star brand black beaded sequin clutch evening bag purse, handmade Hong Kong. and it sold for $12 on a best offer because I was ready to take any offer that came through, and that was a $7.56 profit. And this is from my Old Country Roses pickup I made of all of the china. And this is the large salad serving bowl. And this sold for a best offer of $100. And my profit was $75.89. And I am just about to sell almost the rest of it on Marketplace to a local buyer that is really sweet and excited on Thursday. So that ended up being an amazing pickup that I got all of it was like 12-piece place setting for dinner plates, salad plates, bread plates, teacups, all the etceteras. And it was just a wonderful pickup that I made very good money on, even though I don't love breakables, but I am branching more into breakables. The what sold video, I'm going to do a what sold video, a small one before I leave from my trip. And that one will show what I sold within like 4 or 5 days before I turn everything off. And I have a set of dinner plates that went really, really good. But this was a good pickup. This I got from my source, and it's a Mexico Taxco. It was signed sterling silver abalone clamper bracelet. And this one sold for a best offer of $81, and my profit was $42.88. And that's why, as me and this person grow, I do want to aim for those higher dollar items because, it's just $40 made on this bracelet that sold within a week or so is an awesome profit to get. And if I could do more of that more frequently, it would be amazing. Then we have just a couple other sales, and this is Etsy, and this is a solid brass mid-century modern mallard duck head bookends. And this sold for $28.95, but the reason I am still liking Etsy, I'm still giving it a chance. It's not my favorite platform, but I'm liking it more than Mercari. So it's beating out Mercari now for me. And this item sold for a little bit more than I had it listed on other platforms. I had it for $25, I believe, on the other platforms, and it sold for $28.95 on Etsy very quickly. And profit is hard to find on Etsy, so I think I did it, and my profit was $21.65 on this. And then this is Avon Le Frog small gold tone frog pierced earrings with box, and this one sold for $14.95. And my profit was $8.33 on these. Then we have one Depop sale, and this is Scentsy The Little Mermaid Sebastian Buddy. I picked up a decent sized lot of Scentsy stuff last year, and I just have a little bit left of it, and this was one of them. And I had probably $5 or so into every piece in that lot. This sold for $19 on a best offer, and my profit was $10.95. The fees are definitely lower on Depop than other platforms. And then here's just another set of my Old Country Roses. These are the salad plates, and I'm pretty much going to be out of this stuff besides one more set of dinner plates and a little bit left I have listed. So hopefully I can find more of it. And this was sold for $45 on Poshmark, and my profit was $31. So now let's look at the total profit between both of the videos. First, this video had 32 listings I shared with you, and that sold for a profit of $561.72. So a little lower than I would like, but I am moving items that are older as well, and that's, at least I'm making something on those older items, and I'm learning from them. So both of the videos combined, I am at $1,333.50. And so now let's look at taking out some money for shipping supplies because it costs money to ship these guys. And what I do is I just do a across the board 60 cents per package I sent out, not per listing, but per package, because some of these were multiple things went to the same buyer. And 60 cents, I think, is a pretty fair estimate. I do buy boxes in bulk. I get some free packing material. I just think 60 cents is a nice, good number. And so that was 64 packages I sent out this week. And my total for that was $38.40 that we'll be deducting. And so that brings us to $1,295.10. And then we're going to put aside 25% for taxes, which usually ends up being more than I need to, but I'd rather have it than not have it. And that totaled out to $323.78 for 25% of the profit for taxes. And so my profit after everything that I am bringing home and is free and clear for me is $971.32. So not quite, it was decent this week. This would have been great 2 years ago. I would have been over the moon excited 2 years ago for this profit, but I am just, cost of living has gone up in my area, so I am trying to make a little more, and with all the goals I have, but I'm happy with this. If I kept doing this, I would be okay. So I'm happy with the $971 profit. And thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to try to film a couple videos to have out while I'm gone. And I'm going to try to get back into the groove of 2 videos a week or 2 decent videos a week, because I like to do a what sold and then something else. I want to try to get back into that groove if I can come maybe June, July-ish. So hopefully I gotta get all this stuff start getting stuff processed for my dad's estate, and just I'm pet sitting for some friends for a couple weeks. So it's just, life is very hectic. But thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you on the next videos.